Where am I? Greetings and welcome to The Wake. I hope you guys enjoyed Toxic Zombies as much as I and the doc enjoyed bringing it, right? Now, right off the bat, no brownies were eaten, no gummies happened. It was all acting. We're thespians, right? And we just wanted to have a good time with it. And it was one of those goofy things that after we did the first bit, I was like, all right, let's make it like we had some pot brownies, right? Now, I won't admit this in court, but like I have indulged in the green in my life, right? And currently I take it for pain. You guys know I just had my knee replaced, right? And they give you this stuff, it's Oxycontin, and I do not want that, right? I took it for the first couple weeks, right? Because the pain is insane, but so I'll stick to my gummies. But the doc does not indulge, right? Great guy, right? He's a better man than I am, okay? So he was perfect. He overdid it perfectly, right? And I was just trying to be like the guide, you know, guiding him through his first stoning. And I had so much fun. And you know, we had to do something, right? Oh my god! Oh, by the way, like the shirt? Wait a minute. I got the logo on it. Like that? Soon to be on sale, right? But like the movie was just bad. I mean, it didn't flow well, right? And it was one of those goofy movies, right? That they're like guilty pleasures. You watch it and you just kind of like, oh my god. And if you happen to have had a gummy and watched the movie, it probably would have been a lot more entertaining, you know. And it was, they combined the cast of characters, right, and the combination of all that, just it didn't fit together, right? And it was like, and first of all, right, like I enjoyed the mountainside. I'm a big camper. I know I camp with the Scouts. I've never camped in a Northern California pot farm, but you know what I mean? So when the movies come up, right? And this one I saw was like a camp movie. I thought it'd be kind of cool, right? And then when I realized it was a camp movie with drugs, right? No, I was not going to bring a Boy Scout theme into it this time, like I did with Cannibal Campout. But you know, the movie was enjoyable, right? But it was much more enjoyable with our shtick. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, just in the end, I can't wait to cut this up into clips, right, for this week, because just the goofy bits and the doc just kind of like looking like lost, you know what I mean, right? It was good, right? And if you ever been somebody, right, who indulges in the green with somebody for the first time, right? Now, I'm one of those people that if I'm around somebody like that, right, I want to be cool with them, you know what I mean? Because some people get the noids, right, and then they get all paranoid, and next thing you know, right, you're like, oh God, what's this guy going through, you know? And I'm not one of those people, right, that messes with you when you're stoned, because I hate those people. And you know who I'm talking to. M.A. Anyway, so, so it was good. So, with Toxic Zombies, right, we went a little over with our bits, because when we got to the last part, the doc and I were just having such a good time goofing around. And after we did the jokes, right, and that, I was really laughing my ass off, because I'm trying to act stoned, and then, like, when you're trying to act that way, you kind of feel that way, right, and it was enjoyable, you know what I mean? And the best part, right, and like, you know, when I took it and I dialed the phone, right, and I called my son, right? Supposedly because it was his brownies. He does not indulge. He's a good lad, right? The look, like the look in the doc's face, he actually thought I was calling him, you know? And then it was just funny because I could just imagine if that actually did happen, right? And my son or anybody who made a plate of brownies and took it to a party because it's the plate of brownies, right? And no one gets uplifted, right? I would be hysterical. And if Helga had eaten any of those brownies, oh my God. Right? I love Helga. She does not indulge. She doesn't even drink anymore, okay? How she puts up with me, I have no idea. But, like, if she was stoned, she would have laughed for hours on end. I can only imagine. Because Helga has the world's most beautiful laugh. It's hysterical, right? She doesn't laugh as much as she used to, you know, when you're dealing with this guy, right? But, so, I hope you guys enjoyed it, right? And and when this shows up, when we do our syndication, right? I imagine this would be one of the more popular episodes, really, because it was just goofy ass fun. Okay. Now, okay, let's see. So, things I got going on, right? This weekend, and I'm going to bring it up. Where is it at? Let me move the microphone. Hello? Can you hear me over there? Okay. Let me bring it up. Now, this weekend, as you guys may or may not know, I am a Negro League historian. And the team that was my main focus, right, still is the Darby Hilldales. Now, the Darby Hilldales were a team that played in Darby, and they won the Negro League World Series in 1925, 101 years ago, right? And they beat the Kansas City Monarchs. Kansas City Monarchs are one of the, they're like the New York Yankees of the Negro Leagues, right? Pardon me. And what we're going to do is part of America 250, and Darby is one of the most historic. George Washington slept there. A lot. By himself. Don't be a pervert. But he slept, and Darby was right outside of Philadelphia, right? You know, the English occupied it for a while. It was actually founded by a town in England called Derby, but spelled with an E, D-E-R-B-Y. And funny, like their mascot for their soccer team, right, is the Rams. Darby's mascot has always been the Rams. And actually, Darby Fire Company has their original fire pumper, from 1775 when they were founded. Darby Fire Company, 1775, 251 years old this year. And they had a big celebration last year. I did not get a chance to go to it, but I was hoping as a fireman, because that would have been great. And there's so many people that I grew up with that volunteered at that fire company. With me, at that time in my life, I was in Scouts, and I was trying not to flunk out of high school. So I never joined the fire company when I was young. And then when I was 18, I had moved out of the neighborhood and a million other places, and ended up here in Downingtown, home of the Blob. But yeah, we're going to have it at the VFW Post Saturday, April 11th, right? VFW Post in Darby, right on Main Street, beautiful downtown Darby. It starts at 2. I'm going to give a little lecture. I'm going to have some of my memorabilia. I've been collecting it up the last half hour around down here. And then we're going to show the Jackie Robinson movie, which I had hosted last year on WON, and we're actually replaying it next Wednesday on the station. So, you know what I mean? I'm really looking forward to it. It's another side of my life, right? That, again, Darby, even though I don't live there anymore, is my home, right? And some of the things that happened in Darby, right? Especially with the Hilldales winning championship, I think it's something we need to celebrate. And when I was asked to do this by the Darby 250 Commission, I was honored that they actually remembered. Because back in 2005 and 06, right, we actually got a historic marker for the town. And if you get a chance, to come down to it, right, do it. If not, I'm going to try to see if I can set it up on YouTube where we can watch it, like, while we're doing it live. I got to figure out how to do that. I'm not the best technical guy in the world, as you've seen from some of my podcasts. You know what I mean? But if you get a chance, I will be hosting that, right? Or I'll be doing the lecture and from the historic VFW post in Darby, right? And like I said, and there's going to be food and beer and soda and all kinds of stuff. Pop by, it'll be fun. And, if you're a fan of me on Cemetery Cinema from the greater Darby area, right, please pop by, right? Get a chance to meet you. I'll be wearing my Hilldale hat. I won't be wearing my vest, even though I will be bringing it with me. Because, I got to plug this. If I'm plugging the Hilldale Day on my Cemetery Cinema podcast, I got to be able to promote Cemetery Cinema when I'm doing my Hilldale Day. All right. Now, next thing I got going on, right, is in 2 weeks, right, I am going to be, I've been invited to go to, oh my goodness, why is this so tiny, or so big, I gotta make it so, right, in Westchester, Pennsylvania, not Westchester, New York, Westchester, Pennsylvania, right, they are having the Westchester Film Fest, and I've been invited back. Well, I've been invited the last couple years. Last year I couldn't make it when I was working, and work brings money in so I could eat. So I had to go, right? And I couldn't make it to the film fest. But on Friday the 24th, not this Friday, next Friday, right? No, 2 Fridays from now. Not today. So tomorrow is Hilldale Day. Next week is my rugby charity tournament that I'm going to. My son's playing. Then the week after that is the pop-up. Okay, now. It's at 9:30 at night. This coffee house. They're gonna have beer. They're gonna have food. Right? It's a little place, right, in downtown Westchester, and they're gonna show. I think it's like 6 or 7 horror films, right? And I am so looking forward to it, because when I went 2 years ago, I had a blast, and it was funny because I had just gotten the show 2 years ago. So some of the first interviews that showed up on the show were from the Westchester Film Fest, and I'm so looking forward to going again to the pop-up horror thing on Friday night. Now on Saturday, right, they have a class on how to produce and do scripts and all that kind of stuff, right? Saturday morning, right? And down here I'll post. Do I have it? No. Down here I'll post the website, so you can go and you guys know that after I do the live, I go in and I edit it and I put all my crap in it, right? I know, my hands, right? And then on Sunday they have a horror specific, how to make a horror film, right? And I hope that some of the guys are there from this pop-up. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I still get my left and my right on the screen done, yeah. And then after that on Sunday at, I think it's the Beer Garden, right? Or the Beer Hall. And it's a bar and arcade. They're going to have a cartoon session for 2 hours. And I can't wait for that. Because I thoroughly enjoy the stop motion and cartoons, animation that people do, right? That's for shorts. And like every year, right, when I go to Blobfest, right, they have a ton of great cartoons. And then this year I actually went to a animation fest at a place called Marty McGee's, which is a tavern down in Delco by the airport. And they had an anime weekend. I went to that. And two of the shorts from that fest I had on the Cemetery Cinema Fest back in November. So basically what I'm trying to do when I go to these things, I'm trying to get interviews for Cemetery Cinema and try to get some content, right? And the best content anymore is all of the independent stuff. And you guys know we are huge for independent stuff. My throat is killing me. So I got the Westchester Film Fest coming up. Then in June, right, the June 12th, Delco, I don't have their graphic here, right? Delco Horror Haven is having their short film fest, and I can't wait to go to that. I always have a blast at that. I'm actually blowing off going to Monster Bash, right, which is where Doc goes there. That is his that is his place that he goes, his convention he goes to every year, right? And I'd rather go to Delco Horror Haven, one, because I'm sort of associated with them, I'm friends with them. I missed the book fair because of my knee, right? And I had a buddy of mine oh, you should go in here, right? I could not, just going to the Giant, right, that week, right? All I did was go to Giant, pick up some bagels, right? Because I needed to get out. I needed to walk. And that night, my knees hurt so bad I couldn't do anything. So the next day I wake up, boom, right? There was no way I was going to be able to walk around and avoid not getting walked into, right, with my knee. I know, I'm a whiny big baby, all right? Where's my sword? But I still wield the Viking sword. Right? I'd probably if I hit you with it, you guys would laugh and then probably break it in half. No! Right. So that's what I got going on. Now, what do we got coming up next week, right? So next week, we have one of my favorite ones. Oh, where is it? Do I have it? Fridge? Yes. One of the favorite ones. Now, you have to picture, right? Back in February, the doctor said Doc and I, we filmed 10 episodes in 6 days, right? And basically, we went up to his house, we filmed 5 episodes one day and 5 episodes another day, right? Out of all the ones that oh, sorry, can't hear me, right? Out of all the ones that we did, right, this one is the goofiest, right? And, making comments. Yo, Chris, what's happening? By the way, a good episode the other night, by the way. What was I going to say? Oh. How was I? Before I thought about, before Chris was on here. All right, I'm lost. All right, so the refrigerator, right? So the refrigerator, are we live? Yeah, there we are. The refrigerator, right? Basically, it's a refrigerator to portal hell. And if you've ever gone up to a fraternity house and open up their refrigerator, pretty much the same thing, okay? And it explains it all. Young couple gets to El Cheapo apartment, they go there, and next thing you know, the refrigerator's eating people. So remember to check the expiration dates on things. And you know what's funny? I know you guys watch Progressive commercials, right? We got ants, right? And not a lot, but we get it every few years we get them, right? And we got them in the kitchen, right? And as soon as Helga came in, she goes, you know, we got ants in the kitchen. And I went, expired. And the two of us lost it. You know, we just had a guy come today, right? And get the Viking Pest Services, by the way. I got to go with the home team, right? They came in and they dollied all that. But anyway, so the refrigerator, right? You guys will enjoy it. It's not the longest movie, right? The doc and I have some bits and clips in there you guys will enjoy, right? And I'm going to enjoy doing the preview for it because I'm going to see if I can get, like, I can do it from the refrigerator or something. I got to see if I can get it. I got to figure out how to be creative. Especially with this long-ass weekend I got, you know? So, if you guys notice, we're going to be on Fridays for the next couple months, right? Hockey's done. And if you guys have seen, we've picked up 3 independent indoor football teams, right? They all play, I think it's the IFL. We got a basketball team down the shore, right? And if you notice, John's got a ton of new graphics. He must have been on ChatGPT going bonkers the other day. Really great looking sports graphics that he has going into the summer with all the different sports we got. And I'm looking forward to the fall because again, we're going to have we're going to have the Delco Football League. We're going to have the Mid New York High School Football League, right? So there'll be a lot of fun. You guys get to see a lot of really good high school football, independent football, and then we have the National Professional First Responders League, right? Which we cover the Blazing. Yeah, we cover Blazing, Blazers, Blazing, right? Which is the New York fire team, right? And just funny because a buddy of mine, well, a guy I used to work with, and he's big in the fire companies down by Philly, right? He started posting it, so I'm like, I'm posting it, right? And he's like, well, it's not on your station, it's on this station. I'm like, no, our station has exclusive rights to the Blazing, which is the New York firefighting team, right? But they have teams up and down the East Coast. They have to Chicago, right? I think there's like 8 to 10 teams in the league, right? And it's good fun. Now, granted, they're playing on a high school football field, right? And they're not doing this for a living. They're doing this for pride, right? And if you've been a fireman, right? Now, remember, I'm just fire police, right? I don't run in the building. I make sure people don't bother the firemen. But the brotherhood that those guys have, right, especially professional ones, is amazing, right? So if you get a chance, watch some of those games. All right. Now, I'm gabbing at you. Holy crap, almost 45 minutes. I'm out, right? Guys, do yourself a favor. Like I said, come on down to the Westchester Movie Fest in 2 weeks, right? This weekend, get down to me and Darby doing the Hilldale thing. And then if you get a chance, right, and if you're a rugby fan, I post it all over my website, all over my Facebook. Pop by. We have a benefit every year. The money goes to a couple things. One, it's in honor of one of our rugby players that they got hurt during the game. I think he's quadriplegic, right? And this is going back like 10, 15 years. And the money that we get goes to help one, fund the rugby club for the year, which we do a lot of travel, and two, right, to money goes towards that family and all that. And how it works, so it's a tournament, right? So in the morning we got touch rugby, right? Then in the afternoon we have 2 youth rugby games. We have like the middle school and then the high school teams, right? And then we have an old boys game. I am not playing. I want to make sure my knees. Sorry. I've had a couple friends of mine bust my balls about it. That you got brand new knee. No, not doing it. Nope. I gave my knees to rugby. I gave my heart to Helen, right? And I gave my striving personality to you guys here on Cemetery Cinema. All right, so let's see. I went over this week. I went over next week. I went over tomorrow. I went over to Film Fest. Yeah. Oh, and if you get a chance, we are starting to take ads, right, on the station. $50, 4 ads a day for 6 months. And you can pick when they air. Now, granted, they're going to air once per shift. So 12 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 6, 6 to 12. Right? But you can request what show you might want it on, right? So if you want to be on Friday Night Cemetery Cinema, us. If you want to advertise during some of the football games, right? Like Strathaven, the Delco games, right? Everybody in Delco is watching those games at the local bars, right? You can run off a few, like the Springfield Ale House, like Dolan's, like McGee's. They show the games, right? If you want to be able to advertise, you can, right? And a couple of bars do show Cemetery Cinema, right? If there's not like something else on. The one bar a friend of mine owns, he had it on a few weeks ago because he goes, well, there was nothing else on, so I put you guys on. And we were funny as hell. All right. Well, guys, I gabbed at you way too long. I'm helping the little warriors today do their taxes. And then I got to get my taxes done, which I hate to do because, God, I hate paying, especially with knowing that all that money was getting doled out in fraud, right, all over the country by both parties, not just one party, by both parties, right? And sorry, man, I'm tired of paying taxes that are getting used for fraud, right? So I'm hoping something happens and all this gets fixed because it's ridiculous. All right, that's my complaint as the tax collector and the taxpayer. So, Mad Darbarian for Cemetery Cinema, and I am out. See ya. And I'm out of here. Yee. Stop recording.